A little bit. Good Midwestern audience, man. God. Really. A heartland. Fine. All right. Really.
knew you'd know who they were and asked me to give this to you.
Have you begun?
Yes. It's weird. I just turned around and they were gone, as if the door never even opened. Mick, is something wrong? What's the matter? We went through a really bad experience with, let's put it, our now ex-manager. And it all got really, really strange, and there was a whole big mess up. The band was sort of off the road, and there was a fake band came out. So anyhow, after all that happened, you remember that, Mum, didn't you?
Yes, I did indeed.
We never had another manager.
Very good thing.
And
good thing too.
Here it sits.
This is manager.
No, I reckon it will show Mum the
What's that?
cozy cottage.
I think so.
Don't you?
Yes,
John is somewhat involved in the management thing, and that was the initial idea, but quite honestly, I think John is more at ease, just not having any of those pressures.
Yes. This was a lovely surprise.
Welcome to Cozy Cottage. Go away. Come here. Which is it? Go away or come here?
Come here. Come here.
I can go in.
No, can't. Yes, you can.
Well, I am.
Take care of him.
Yeah, take care of me.
Occasionally he gets involved in a big meeting and says, I don't think we should do that. That's fine. Often, actually, John is intuitively really quite right. But basically, I'm left to do all the worrying. To a lot of other people, the pressure of making money is, you know, I'm aware of making money, but I can really say that I don't. I think everyone in the band feels exactly the same. That is not the reason we're doing this.
Sounds good. I like that track. John, we weren't burned out. Now? Yeah, let's do it.
Hey Mick, how do you feel like playing drums?
Let's do that.
Okay. The end of the day, no matter how tiring that traveling's been, which I enjoy, I love travelling, you get on the stage and I kick the shit out of my drums. And quite often, instead of drum skins, if there's someone I've had any distaste, there'll be their face sitting there. It gets all that out.
still wouldn't mind trying that square one that Stevie uses on stage.
All right.
Too. What, this one you want?
Yeah.
All right. What I'm doing in the studio takes up so much of my energy, really. You know, more so that's probably the main thing that I contribute to the band, is not as a guitar player or even necessarily as a writer, but as someone who can take X amount of energy, you know, and flowing through different people and sort of somehow formulate to some degree how things should sound in the studio. Don't know why I have to go. Don't know why I can't stay. Guess I need to be alone. And I guess I need to be amazed. As far as the experience of the studio goes, it's very subjective. It's different for everyone. John, you know, he does his bass parts and spends a lot of time waiting. That's not a lot of fun because I've done that. And I know that's not fun. John is really very creative and very sensitive to the nuances of the songs when it comes time for him to work on them. And the time that we do spend working together is really very enjoyable for me.
For me and for John. We're a couple of old gigsters, really. I'm really happy being on the road. That is the final thing.
Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, maybe I'd give you my world. How can I, when you won't take it from me? You can go your own. Everything turned around. Packing up, shacking up, so many woman do. If I could, maybe I'd give you my world. Open up, everything's waiting for you. You can go.
I love being on the road, but I also like to be in the studio because you need a balance. You need to go from the live performing art of it back to the studio to work on it, and that makes it really exciting to do both because you're constantly changing.
This is exciting, I know. Well, they send me out to do these jobs because I'm the one that convinced them to get a bun and coffee mug. Here we are. Coffee's made.
You gotta see, we lose track of time in here. I mean,
They can probably understand.
I just called my mother last night for the first time since Christmas. And,
You thought it'd been a month?
I thought it'd been about a month, right? I mean, not literally a month.
Yeah. You do lose complete track of time because your days and your nights aren't set up right.
Yeah.
Describe being rich and famous in California.
This is it, kid.
Sometimes the most beautiful thing, the most innocent thing, and many of those dreams pass us by, keep passing me by. When you were filming that.
You Feel Good, what I was doing was realizing that Lindsay would be singing a perfect two-part harmony. I did not branch out at all. And on the, so I close my eyes, and on the, I was, till I become that, I couldn't do any of that. Till I become that part of the wind that we all long for sometime.
Sing the melody for a second, because I just want to see if it sounds any good at all to,
Okay.
If we left your melody on there and I just sang like a lower part or something.
Okay.
I don't think it will.
You feel good. Said it's funny that you understand.
No, you're going, it's funny,
Funny
that you
understood.
That's the way we were just doing it. I like it.
Good. It's funny that you understood. I knew you would when you were good. You were very, very Angel is a song that I love doing on stage because it makes me feel like an old-time dance hall girl.
I love it. I love it.
Sometimes the most beautiful thing, the most innocent thing, and many of those dreams pass us by, keep passing me by. You feel good. I said it's funny that you understood. I knew you would when you
have to do something else besides just rock and roll. Rock and roll is wonderful, and I love it, but it's not everything, and it's important for me to do other things. It always has been, though. I can't live on just one. I'm a Gemini. Ballet is so physically difficult that it takes, if you have any problems or if you're worried about anything, and you come down and do this for 15, 20 minutes even, you know, if you don't even get to class, you can't think about anything else but this.
See, I went to art college when I was 16, and I met a bunch of guys, and we formed a band, and for some obscure reason, I was playing bass. We used to just play one night a week at some youth club or other, and we used to pick up £3 each, which sort of saw us through our beer money, you know, during the week. And when I left college, I ended up being a window dresser in a very high-class store, of course. I had a phone call from these guys that I'd met at college. They said that they were looking for a keyboard player. Anyway, I ended up joining a band called Chicken Shack, and we used to sort of bop up and down the freeways in London, in England, and, you know, I paid my dues. Oi, oi.
Willie!
Look at that sun. It's the most peaceful thing you could possibly imagine. The structure of the band is 5 people, 5 very independent, quite strong-minded, quite stubborn individuals, actually, you know, and somehow it seems to gel, and we can always seem to arrive at a basic musical agreement, you know. I just respect all the musicians in the band. I mean, if something that they want, if Lindsay decides he doesn't want to do something a certain way, and it's on one of my songs, for example, then I'll respect his opinion, even if he's wrong. My best songs I write in half an hour. Like, You Never Make Me Cry. I wrote that in half an hour. The ones that I labour over, I tend to kind of just give up, you know, forget about for a few weeks and go back to, and if it works out instantly, then it's a viable product.
You never know when you tour, when you do a big tour to promote an album. There's no way that you can ever really know whether or not that will be the last tour or not. So you have to always gather this special tour, which will be these new songs, these 18 new songs from everyone. You have to gather this very closely now, because it might not ever happen again. And if it doesn't, then this must be the best that we can make it.
Don't worse that piece of metal, all right? one, kids. Have a real nice one. Wash your feet. Let's go. Let's go.
This is the first song off of our album, Tusk, that we're going to be doing tonight, and it goes something like this. That's not that funny, is it? You don't know what it is, but you can't get enough of it. It's not that funny, is it? So don't blame me. Please, please, oh please. You're here 'cause I said so. Didn't wanna be this late. So don't make me wait. Don't make me wait. It's not that funny. Oh, it's not too funny. You can't get enough of it. When you can't get enough of it. Not that funny, is it? No, it's not that funny, is it? It's not too funny, no. No, you'll never get enough of it. I said you'll never get enough of it. I said you'll never get enough of it. Well, it's not that funny.
As is fairly obvious, we've been filmed the last 2 nights in St. Louis, and we want to thank you for participating with us and also the film crew. And I want to sing a song off the Rumours album called Songbird.
Sometimes the most beautiful thing, the most innocent thing, and many of those dreams pass us by, keep passing me by. Those are backgrounds. Those angels are definite. Angel.
Angels in the background.
Good feeling with both of them.
Yeah, all right.
Last one she did.
But on the end of it, the end things, there's some better things on the other thing.
Let's listen to the first one all the way through.
Sounds neat, huh? Sounds loud. Oh, a percussionist.
She's ready to take your place, Mick. She's got the percussion end down.
If you want to, you can probably.
Bye, sweetie.
You can probably.
Thanks for seeing.
49, 47.
You could maybe
sit with headphones completely quiet. Right there. Would you like to do that?
Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
one little mistake.
Like the last sugar.
I just wanted it or not actually as hot as possible.
It is very
Okay, that's fine.
Sing the melody for a second, because I just want to see if it sounds any good at all to. If we left your melody on there and I just sang like the lower part or something.
Okay.
I don't think it will. But, so
you feel good. Said it's funny that you
No, you're going. It's funny
that you understood.
That's not
right?
the melody, though, right?
No.
It's
Sounds
funny
good.
that you. It's funny that you understood.
I just rewrote it.
Yeah.
No, that's not as good. That's the way we were just doing it. I like it.
Good. It's funny that you understood. I knew you would when you were good. You were very, very good. That girl was.
Can you write out some of the? I
Yes.
see you lift out.
Yes,
a
I
whole
did.
section.
Well, because I wasn't thinking on having you singing there, but maybe
Yeah.
since you're singing so good there,
Well-
I'll be thinking about it.
The one thing is that you want to do the ooh parts
Mhm.
too, and.
It's too much?
Yes, in a word.
When you were good, you were very, very good. I still look up when you walk in the room.
Ken, let's take that much of it.
Okay.
As, and figure out what to do, and then
Okay.
figure out the rest. Because from
I
there
know,
on
it's
out,
hard.
I almost got the words to this part, but from.
Why don't we get a music stand out here so we can just sit them in, so you could, if you could just refer to him, you'll remember.
Yeah.
Good. We doubled the first set already.
Okay, here we go. Doubling.
My dream. He said you feel good.
Leaving the double part.
No. Needs to stop singing.
He said you feel good. He said it's funny that you understood. I knew you would when you were good. You were very
put a different sound on them, because they're real like sort of Mills Brother-ish. No, in a weird sort of way, you know, real low and very close low harmonies that aren't really like out there taking away from anything, but they're real intense. But you know, and real. Nobody understands at all what I'm even saying. I realize.
Mills Brothers. I played you some real early Mills Brothers. No, this was real early when one of the guys was still playing guitar. It was like boom 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 boom. Oh no, one I love you, sweet too.
I can't remember.
The important thing at stake is remaining ourselves musically and caring, really caring, because most artists, I think, have a lot of limitations and they work around them because they really care, and it's a passion, and that's why we get up in the morning.
And the least you can do is give the very best that you think you're capable of, and I mean, Fleetwood Mac has always done that. Even if it might have been not pleasing to some, then at least we walk away from that album knowing that we really, really did the best we could.
You never know when you tour, when you do a big tour to promote an album. There's no way that you can ever really know whether or not that will be the last tour or not. So you have to always gather this special tour, which will be these new songs, these 18 new songs from everyone. You have to gather this very closely now, because it might not ever happen again. And if it doesn't, then this must be the best that we can.
Like an opening night at the Forum or something, you know, to have them squawk across the stage, come out of the back.
No, but then it should be here. This is the cannibals coming out of the dark jungle. You know that movie? In the airplane, the cannibals come to get them. They leave the two open.
Yeah, right. three. Does it sound
Sheer
Zulu?
poetry. Poetry and
As
poetry.
little vibrato as you can go for, Steve. It might be fine.
Natural fact.
With the other stuff.
Is that two of them, right?
Yeah.
It didn't sound that good. I mean, the sound was good. They didn't sound very good with together.
My dreams.
So go and do what you want. I know that you have the need. And don't worry, baby, I'll be alright. Rocking my throat. Made me. You never made me. You never made me cry.
That's good.
You want to just do a couple more?
Sure. Yeah, that's good.
Mick Fleetwood, 6 feet 6 inches tall, looming over his drums like a captain leading a charge. A founding father, the manager, and in many ways the guardian of a band of 5 musicians who were among the most popular in the world, who made the most successful album ever recorded by a single group. The album was Rumors. It sold more than 14 million copies worldwide, and this song from it has become a signature number for Fleetwood Mac. The song is called The Chain, and it has a special meaning to the group because it's the only number written by all 5 members, musicians who are better known for their differences in individual styles.
It seems like it's got real separate sometimes in the way people appreciate us, which in the long run has been an advantage, I think, to the band. We've always changed, you know, through the years. We've never stuck on one thing.
The only constant members since the band was founded in 1967 have been Fleetwood and bass player John McVie, the Mac of Fleetwood Mac and its free spirit. McVie's fascination with the behavior of penguins, he used to visit the London Zoo regularly to photograph them, resulted in the symbol adopted by the group as it evolved from the rhythm section of Fleetwood and McVie through a series of singers.
I hold the thing together in a musical sense since I'm playing chords all the time. I fill out all the necessary spaces that need to be filled out.
Other members of the group came and went. By one count, 9 combinations of musicians through guitarist Bob Welch, who had a strong jazz and rhythm and blues background. Describing himself as burned out, Welch quit the group in 1975. And that was when Mick Fleetwood discovered the pair that would give the band its new chemistry and sex appeal. Singer Stevie Nicks, guitarist Lindsey Buckingham. They were lovers and musical partners working together in California when Fleetwood invited them to join him and the McVies in 1975.
The sound was something that was so accessible. You have to remember, this was a time when punk rock was just starting in England. Rock and roll had gotten kind of tired. Nobody really knew where it was going to go. Everybody was waiting for the next big thing.
Syndicated rock columnist Lisa Robinson says the new Fleetwood Mac got together at the right time with the right combination.
Buckingham and Nicks brought in a California, very American kind of feel to the British hard-driving rhythm section of the blues that McVie and Mick Fleetwood had earlier.
There was always a camaraderie from the beginning. They never made us feel like, oh, you're new, and oh, you have to audition. Ever. We were always a part of it.
Lindsey Buckingham has changed his appearance since joining Fleetwood Mac, but he has amplified his principal role in the group.
My main contribution to this band is just to provide a certain direction as an arranger, as a designer of the songs.
As an arranger, Buckingham added a folk rock flavor to many of the group's songs. As a writer, he contributed hits such as Go Your Own Way.
If I could, baby, I'd give you my world.
in Stevie Nicks, the band found a natural performer who shared her belief in fairies and witches, in fantasy and magic through her music. During one long tour, she wrote a song called Sisters of the Moon that revealed some of the mysticism and vulnerability in her own personality that audiences invariably respond to.
We toured solid for 4 months. And I was even then wearing all black. And I just walked in front of a mirror and I just looked so frail to myself that it scared me. It was like, who is that little kind of frail looking girl in black, real pale, real blonde, real skinny. And I realized that it was me. And so if I'm talking to someone in this song, I'm talking to myself. So it went, intense silence as she walked in the room. Black rose trailing, sister of the moon. And a black widow beside her face. Oh, salad cheek. And black boots in those eyes of hers, baby. More sense to me. Every persuasion, it was hard to breathe. She was dark at the top of the stairs. She called me.
5 individuals, 1 band, with a magic that was real and commercial. Their first album together, Fleetwood Mac, sold more than 4 million copies. But as they began work on their next album, Rumors, they also went through a series of changes in their personal relationships that were, as one writer described them, as complicated as the plot of a Russian novel. Their first album together, Fleetwood Mac, sold more than 4 million copies. But as they began work on their next album, Rumors, they also went through a series of changes in their personal relationships that were, as one writer described them, as complicated as the plot of a Russian novel. Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham broke up after a long affair, and it came out in the music they developed for Rumors. The group held together, bolstered by commercial success. Rumors not only reached the incredible sales figure of 14 million, it also received widespread critical acclaim and won the Grammy as 1977's Album of the Year.
Fleetwood Mac!
The success also created unprecedented expectations for their next album. In 1979, with the recession on its way, the nation's $4 billion a year record industry experienced an 11% drop in sales. Executives felt that one of the albums that could bring buyers back into the stores would be Fleetwood Mac's next release.
You become very aware of being in a business once you're that successful. I think you just have to be, and we are, very wary of not letting that stifle what we would normally be doing.
We rehearsed for 6 weeks, and the investment in getting new equipment and everything like that was about $1 million before we even hit the road.
It cost between $25,000 and $30,000 a day just to keep Fleetwood Mac on the road. But the investments in luxury jets and the separate limousines that emphasize their individual styles and in music are the group's own decision. The money to produce Tusk was put up by the band, and this time the music was most obviously influenced by Lindsey Buckingham. The sound, he says, has become cruder, looser, basic rock and roll. Although it didn't exactly rescue the record industry single-handedly, Tusk has so far sold 4.5 million albums, a huge amount by any group's definition.
Even if kids do not go back into a record store to buy 10 albums anymore, they will go and buy that one that they feel they have to have. And I think Fleetwood Mac is certainly in that group.
After the soap opera atmosphere that has surrounded Fleetwood Mac, the band is constantly asked how much longer it will stay together.
No one will let this die a long dying death. You know, nobody will let that happen to Fleetwood Mac ever. So we will just gracefully go away at some point, probably. But only when the magic isn't there anymore.
Christine McVie says she'd like to quit the road in a couple of years. John McVie likes concert performing. Lindsey Buckingham prefers designing his music in a studio. But Mick Fleetwood remains, according to Christine McVie, the combination sage and lunatic who keeps them all together with the instinct for change in his head and the rest in his hand.
You see a lot of moments where people are strong, people are weak, and that's the joy of having someone to bounce off. You know, you're ahead of other people in initiative and ideas and things that stimulate all of us in the end. And that's the secret of keeping people together.
Don't make me wait. It's not that funny, is it? You don't know what it is. You can't get enough of it. It's not too funny, is it?